This video will teach you the basics on how team sharing works for members of the same team. When you have this is for users subscribed to a business plan in NutriAdmin and for team members within the same company. So I have in here two different windows. The first one is for a user called Diego Oliveira, and the second window is for a user called Magda Sternik. And these two users are part of the same team. So when you're part of a team, you will see this team icon in here in the menu. So both of them have this same team icon in here. And in team, there is a team members tab that shows you who are the people who belong to your team. So in this case, it's Diego and Magda. So now, when you're part of a team, NutriAdmin works the same as if you just were an individual, but there is an extra capability, which is sharing. And sharing means that you're basically able to view and to use any of these documents belonging to your teammates. So you can view the client records, reports, templates, meal plans, etc. from your teammates, and you can use them. For example, you can use recipes inside of a meal plan, even if the recipe is from a teammate. But you cannot edit and you cannot modify and you cannot delete your teammates' documents. So if Magda creates a client record, Diego can see it, but it cannot delete the client record. So now I'm going to demonstrate with some examples. First of all, going to my clients as Diego, I can see that there are two clients, and one of them is called Diego's client, and the owner is Diego. So that means that this is a client record that this user, Diego, has created. The other client record is called Magda's client. Of course, this is a placeholder name. This could be any real person that is one of your clients. But I'm just giving it this name to make it clear that this client belongs to Magda. It was created by Magda. If I go to Magda's screen, I can see the same. So now, okay, what happens when Diego creates a client? So I'm gonna just create a client called Diego2, and this is gonna show what happens. I just added a new client record, so if I go back to the clients, now there are 3. Notice that the usage has increased because this is in a team. The client usage is all the clients that both users combined create. If I go now to Magda and I refresh the page, I should see the client that Diego has just created. And here it is, Diego2. So both accounts are synchronized seamlessly, and the count has also increased to 3. Now, what happens when Magda goes to this record, Diego2? So we're able to see everything, status, private notes, which they're empty in this case because this is just a new client. But if you notice here, you see this message, warning, you cannot save changes to this client record because you're not the owner of the document. You should ask the owner of the document to transfer this client record to you in order to be able to make changes. So this means that if Magda tries to save this client record, she will get an error message because this client record was created by Diego in here. And in order to prevent a user from a team to modify the documents of another user, by default, you're going to get an error. So you can only edit and modify your own client records, your own recipes, your own meal plans, etc. And basically, but you can also there is an option in the team section where you can transfer the document to another teammate if you want the teammate to make changes. This way we ensure that there is never 2 people editing the same document simultaneously, because this could lead to errors and to someone overwriting each other's data. And it gives you also the peace of mind that if you create some document, nobody from your team will edit it and modify it without permission. So you know that the documents that you've created are always in the with the data that you used last time you edited them. I'm going to just demonstrate here with reports. It's the same. There's a report created by Diego in here, and if I go to Magda's window, there's another report. And obviously, I must say, and in this example, I'm just showing 2 windows of NutriAdmin in the same computer, but obviously, this could easily be 2 different people in 2 different computers. That's the intended use for this feature. So this could be someone It could be, for example, a nutritionist and a personal assistant, or it could be two different nutritionists from a different that deal with different patients but share the same recipes and share the same questionnaires, etc. So this is the basics of team sharing. You can view and use documents from your teammates. A document is anything that is listed in here: client records, reports, meal plans, etc. But crucially, you cannot edit and you cannot delete your teammates' documents. Um, you can also, when I say use documents, that means you can use recipes inside of meal plans, you can use foods created by your teammates inside of meal plans, and you can also send a questionnaire on behalf of another. You see, you can choose to send a questionnaire on behalf of Diego or on behalf of Magda, and you can send a questionnaire created by Magda or created by Diego, and you can send it to a client belonging to Diego or Magda. Any combination is possible. So if you have someone in your team who creates the client records, another person who is in charge of sending appointments and sending questionnaires and retrieving this data, and another person who is in charge of writing reports, all this you can all work in your separate NutriAdmin accounts in yours to their data, and there shouldn't be any conflicts between the different data that is stored in NutriAdmin. It should all work seamlessly. So that's the basics of how team sharing work. If you are sharing documents with your team and you have any questions or you encounter any errors, you can click on this box and ask us a question, and we'll be able to help out. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.